So take that into account.
Fair
And
enough.
no bathroom.
There
Nope.
isn't one. It's not. It's meant for an hour-long sort of buzz back and forth sort of thing. This is not what it's really meant.
And he'll fix the bathroom on the ship we're going to, and then we'll take care of business. Anyways, also, you sound like you're in a wind tunnel. Just pointing that out. I don't know if
Yeah, no, I'm about to walk back to my desk here.
neat. All right.
Yeah, Raven got some new toys.
I did, but not everything yet, so
I made
my
a
volume
token.
might be a little bit low.
Huzzah.
I made a token,
Here.
but I put my other one on there, so it needs to be deleted. There,
Done.
thanks.
You can just click it and then press delete. It's not.
Oh, I didn't try that. I clicked it and I right-clicked and stuff, but I didn't try pushing delete.
Wow.
You just use that panel of 6 buttons you never ever touch.
Never. No, actually, I
Honestly,
touch
though?
it all the time. Actually, it might switch something.
Even then, you just need delete. Even then, I think backspace. Well, no, backspace won't do it all the time, but still. Anyways, so is this more or less the arrangement? I assume, or where's everyone sitting on this thing? Who's where on the bus?
Yeah, this looks like a good spot.
I'm just gonna secretly try to get access to the ship computers from where I'm at, and sweep for any like bugs or anything like that.
Okay. Hang on here. That'll work.
What do I need to roll?
All right, that'll let's make that a program with wisdom. Or intelligence. $13. Well, that's a pretty solid fucking success. You sweep through the ship. I guess the real question is, Evil, did you put any weird bugs in your ship, or did
Yeah.
What?
Sorry, I was trying to
Got
tell Nord how to put his token on.
All right, evil. Somebody snooping around the systems. What's in there?
What?
Somebody is snooping around. Our friend over here, in the ship's computer systems. Is there anything interesting they would find in there? Any bugs? Any security measures? Anything weird?
Just the usual stuff, you know. I might have jerry-rigged a few things here and there, but nothing out of the ordinary.
All right. So to simplify, you find your basic security suite for shuttles like this. Nothing too crazy, but you do find some interesting code that that basically diverts power away from certain aspects of the ship, primarily things like stabilizers, engines to a certain degree, primarily for maneuverability, towards the environmental controls in the case of bad things happening. Sort of an automated little switch. Okay. Okay.
Notice him doing this, sitting across from him.
It's pretty obvious. He's
Well, yeah, but I'm
fucking around on
asking
the
like
PC.
he's on his like pad or his cyber deck or something. But do I notice?
Well, there's no wireless thing on this, so he's plugged into something somewhere.
Fair enough. Then I was gonna say, you know what you're doing, right? You're the software specialist?
Yeah, just patching up some backdoors and holes in the firewalls.
Yeah, we gotta plug in to do that. I don't think there's much risk of anyone hacking in.
Well, there's also some miscellaneous lines of code here and there, in case anything happens. I'm seeing some. I'm just gonna cock my eyebrow. I'm seeing some stuff about the power diversion from engines and thrusters to what looks like. What is that? Is that life support?
Well, yeah, I noticed they've been jury-rigging it to I kind of look at the engine. It's overclocking itself, but it's not, you know, at
Going
full
anywhere?
capacity, which is a little weird. Uh,
Yeah,
well,
just try to make sure it's not gonna try to kill us if the computer has to do anything.
sure thing. Just don't turn the atmosphere off, otherwise I'm not saving you. He says as he starts tinkering with the vac suit that he has sort of strapped onto his back.
Fair.
Well,
I will also point out this does have a single point of, I guess, wireless, which is a sort of regulation comm suite, which would be available if our Tex is flying, then that would be up near him. I'm assuming. I don't know, actually.
Yeah.
Are you Evil? It's your ship, technically.
Well,
Are
I
you?
was in
Are
the pilot seat as soon as I walked on board the ship.
you? All right.
fight.
I'll let you guys fight that out if you need to. Um, but yeah. So, for the purposes of this, we have. Oh, actually, I'm gonna need to mess with a little bit of stuff because you guys' tokens are weirdly slightly oversized, which is weird. But I'll worry about that in just a second. Anyway,
No problems, no grid.
yeah, that's the one downside. But this map doesn't really allow for a grid the way that I was thinking. But at the same time, I'm kind of okay with it because I'm okay with a little more freeform stuff.
Yeah, it'll work.
And you guys have played enough. I trust you guys to make somewhat smart choices about the grid. Not a big deal. Well, maybe not you, but everybody else. Anyway, speaking of comms panel, where have you guys taken off yet? It's really up to you. It's you guys are sitting in the hangar, ready to take off. Sort of last things that you may or may not need. I'm gonna grab your guys' tokens, pull them off for just a second, and then put them back.
I'm ready to go.
Did anybody buy auxiliary items like rations and water stuff?
I would hope so.
Mm,
Yeah, the ship has a decent supply for a handful of people, so we would want to buy some of that type of thing before we took off. If I got enough for me and my friend, I didn't think about you
I would
guys.
have, but I've got like 15 credits left.
Yeah, I'm gonna go take a look at the PDF real quick and see what I need to buy. Yeah, otherwise
I
I'll
do
assume
have
I've
some
taken care of that
credits.
beforehand.
Lexi's got like one of those like ultra power bars in her pocket.
That's like
Andrew
4,000
Saber, you're
calories.
weirdly okay on this.
What?
Your picture turned out about the right
Oh,
size.
yeah,
So.
yeah. I'm okay
All
with
right, feel free to move yourself around. I just wanted to readjust your guys' token sizes and all. That's all. So that they're roughly correct, at least enough for what we're doing.
Jace, are you taking the seat by the engine?
I just moved him down there. For her.
So you're muted, by the way. I can't understand you if you're talking.
Yeah, I was gonna take gray hair.
Cool.
All right. So, yeah, you guys have a 16-hour journey And at this point, as you guys are sitting in the hangar before you take off, our Mr. Tex will notice a message come through from a Sakura Industries, who is sort of the arm of the Sunrise Corporation that is providing you guys with this job and potentially a ship. So it's just sitting there unopened in the comms bank, basically.
Is it like a video
It's
or
just
is
a
it like
letter.
a Skype call? Is it a
It's
letter?
more
Oh,
of just
sure.
a letter.
I'll open it up. Yeah.
Okay. Inside, as you pop it open, it's essentially just an employment contract, sort of what had been discussed before, plus a few extra little things.
And I'm the only person that's seen this thing?
So far.
Okay, I scroll to the bottom of the agreement and hit I accept.
Okay. Sure.
Nobody reads these things.
All right. Yeah.
I'll say you would know that Oswald likes to meticulously go over the things that you tend to skip over, but
I mean, you're not up here, so
correct.
it's
I am
just-
in within 15 feet of you, but that's fair.
I'm just let's go on. Let's get to getting.
13
Okay, more
I take off.
so 30 feet. Anyways, off we go.
I will point out, you would notice even scrolling, it takes a second to scroll.
It always does.
The first bit is sort of terms and conditions. Towards the bottom of it, though, it has expectations laid out for both groups. What is expected of you guys and what is expected of the company should you complete the agreement. And also seems to have some kind of, like, you sort of read something dictating the knowledge that they already have about the ship, like whatever sort of stuff that info they've gathered about the ship, and scroll to the bottom, click accept, close it as the bay doors slowly slide open. And this was a large open bay with multiple ships, but around your ship, essentially like blast doors basically come down all around your ship, and then the blast doors to the outside as an airlock open up, allowing you guys to exit.
All right. Did I say anything?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said, go on, let's get to getting. And then I fucking tore off. As soon as the doors were open wide enough for our ship to fit through, I was blasted.
All right. You see, as you do, there's a proximity sensor that starts going off, and you manage to. Well, let's find out how well you managed to do that. Let's give me a piloting check.
Who wants to
With
crash on our
dexterity.
first roll?
Mhm.
I am charging up my
Second.
plasma projector just
I have my vac suit unzipped just in case.
I don't have a vaccine.
Oh no. It's an input value modifier. What modifier do I have?
You don't have a modifier.
Dexterity modifier?
It's just
No, I
zero.
don't.
You
Wait,
should
so
be
is it
able to
telling
set
you
it
to select the
ask.
modifier? Okay,
Yeah,
there we go.
it's
Yep,
an
there you
input
go.
modifier.
9. Yep. So all you needed was a 7 for this. It wasn't that hard of a check. The door is opening, not closing on you. And so you managed to squeeze out. The engines get a little bit close for a second, but you managed to put in a little thruster on the side, a little maneuvering thruster, and sort of Tokyo drift your way out.
Yeah.
Just extending the length of time before the engines sort of clear that spot slightly. And you are in open space. There is and you would know this, a heavily enforced no going too fucking fast around the station
Oh yeah, wake speed.
until you're out a little. Yeah, essentially a wake
Yeah.
speed. You'd know that. You haven't cleared that speed yet, but you see a couple of pretty lightly armed security craft, sort of, kind of. One of them definitely notices you and
Yeah. I just
orients towards you in general, but does not blast off in your direction yet.
I just do the red light turns green, you accelerate hard, but only up to the speed limit. That's
Yeah, yeah. I figured.
Yeah.
So you're like towing the you're like one under
Oh
the
yeah, 100%.
limiter, and like as you're going, clearing the station, sort of had it out. You notice like there's definitely like 2 or 3 of those security force sort of fighters. They're basically fighter class craft, about the size you're in, but very much built
ships.
for security.
Right.
And they're just kind of staying in place, but you'll see like the noses of their little fighter craft are just following you as you go, clocking you like cops with speed guns, essentially, as you take off.
Sure.
It takes it even at that speed, it takes about 20 minutes to actually get out of, we'll call it, the no wake zone, for lack of a better term.
Fuck.
So if there's anything in particular that you guys want to do in that time, that's fine. But you're continuing out, and after about the first 5 minutes or so, when it's really obvious that you're not bothering anybody else, you're just trying to get out. The security forces, you'll see like 2 of them rev up their engines, turn around, and start going back to proper patrols. One of them does keep their eye on you, though.
I'm just in the back with all my shit like on the ground from the acceleration. It's like I should have bought a vac suit.
All right. Well, for my own edification, who here has a vac suit?
Ooh, me.
I
Good Spacer always has his vac suit ready. It's like your towel.
Always.
I also do.
Don't forget your towel.
I had never
No,
been more
no,
than
no.
200 feet off the ground before.
I have
That's
Vic
negative.
yeah, depending what you mean ground, you've been on 200 feet above for a while.
Okay, so maybe I should do this in the opposite direction. Who doesn't have a vac suit?
Me.
Me.
Okay.
I have
So-
grenades though.
Okay.
That does not help.
So,
In the
Leaf,
event of emergency, I have portable box. I shove people in. They okay.
A box
Leaf,
of holding.
Lexi,
It's a
and
porta box.
Jace do not have vac suits. Okay. This is just so I know. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen, but I just want to know who does and doesn't have them. Okay. So, as you guys get out, about 20 minutes later, you clear the no wake zone, and you have the ability now to. It's basically free for all. However, what you do know, you were at essentially a refueling station. It's really the only primary like thing here. There is a planet, but that's on the other side of the sun at the moment, and you are headed into an asteroid field. The coordinates were sort of attached to that communique from Sakura Corp, and you can easily call those up to sort of get your bearings and aim out to where you need to be. And as you're looking at it, guessing somewhere between 16 and 18 hours to get to the general area. Once you get there, it basically gives you a big radius in a relatively dense area in the asteroid field or asteroid belt where this ship is supposed to be.
And remind me, just because it's been a few weeks, we're supposed to
Sure.
go salvage the ship?
So, if you'd read the contract,
That's a whole lot of reading I ain't going to be doing.
So the last you guys remember of it, you are meant to go out and recover the ship and bring it back to the station.
Okay, gotcha. I mean, the captain had said,
Yeah.
what she was hiring us for. So just
So
a TLDR is
bring
all I
it
needed.
back.
Yep.
We are allowed to grab some stuff. We're not allowed to take parts off the ship, but we're allowed to grab whatever's in there, I believe, is the general
Yeah.
rule, which means we can
Essentially,
have
you
some
can have anything that's a belonging, but if it is
that
essentially
is not
to the
bolted
ship,
down. Yeah.
Yep, then it's not yours.
And that's
Unless
quite literally, which, is nice.
Unless you guys choose to take the ship as payment, or at least
Which, in that case, we'd be in their debt, but still.
yes, but you would also have a ship.
Not
Yeah.
we. The captain.
The captain is sort of like the guarantor to the loan. If everybody else fucks off, the captain's stuck with the bill.
Oh,
But
nice.
in you guys would know, many of you would know this. I wouldn't say everybody would, but I'm sure Tex, probably um, Oswald, and Captain Evil would definitely know this. When you have a crew manifest, right? Essentially, in order to register a ship as yours and be in legal possession so that when you dock and send over your credentials, they don't immediately sit there and go, oh, this ain't your ship. Okay, now it's going to be our ship. You register everybody on the crew. And so they start at the top. Let's say that there's debts or fines from security forces. They'd start at the top. So the captain is the first person they go to. But they will work down the entire crew manifest if they have to. It's just, it all typically falls back on the captain. Yes. Anyway,
Lucky's
you
gonna
guys-
take a nap.
okay.
Wake
Fair.
me up when we get in the ridge and take a nap.
I'll look at Oswald and say, I'm not waking her up.
He just shakes his head, goes back to tinkering.
You're tinkering on the engine, right?
No, I'm working on my vac suit, adding
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So Oswald has a little basically a makeshift vac suit that he has constructed by himself. That he's tinkers with, adding plates, adding different systems, figuring out how to work with power distribution, things like that.
Oh, nice.
All right. So you guys all settle in for what is sure to be a long journey.
I'm used to those.
Yep.
I attempt to tap into everybody's equivalent of a phone.
Oh, that.
Okay.
I
Is
don't
there any
have
way
one.
for us to know that happens?
You're
The
gonna have to
compad's
do
Well,
a
we're
check
going to
on that.
find out here in just a second. Go
'Cause I have
ahead. In
stuff on
this
mine.
case, it will be a program with, it'll be intelligence again.
Oh boy. Yes.
Gosh, yes.
13. All right.
That's 2 crits, both of which have a 1 on the other
Yep.
unused roll.
Well, let me roll a couple more times just to make sure. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, there was another one there, but
I know
okay.
that's fine.
Yeah, what the fuck?
That's
It's
kind of insane.
it's my expertise.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. So you connect to. What's that?
Can I roll against that? Because I would have stuff on my tablet that makes it so someone can't hack into it.
Well, I'm gonna get to that in just a second.
Okay.
And then we'll get there. So, first off, you're already in the ship system to a certain extent, and everybody knows that. But here's the thing. You look through and you look for wireless communications, sort of a comm array in the shuttle. You don't actually find one. There are certain threads outward to the from the ship to a comms hub in system. Hence how you guys are getting messages. There is no internal comms array. But you do notice some interesting traffic. Sort of you get sidetracked and notice that there is another wireless signal. It's in this ship, and you're looking around. None of your friends are actually connected to the ship with their comm device. You don't have a route in unless you physically want to try to tap in right now because there's no comms array. But there is something that you notice by looking at the outward facing ship's comm array somewhat nearby that is communicating.
Oh, what the fuck?
With a 13, you do notice that as you travel, the signal strength does not change. And it is sending something encrypted somewhere. You're really not sure at the moment.
And I can't crack the encryption, or
Um,
how intimidating does it look to crack the encryption? To see like just to take a look at what is the content of this.
The encryption seems to be something that you're not. How do I want to put this? The encryption is pretty basic. And in fact, well, with a 13, you managed to roll through it pretty easily. The downside is it seems to also be in some kind of code, and it's not one you're familiar with. So there's the data encryption, but then it's also just written in like Enigma code, as well as it might be to you. You've never seen anything quite like it.
Can I take a snippet of it and attempt to decode it myself, and then cut off the connection between me and that signal?
Okay. You can intercept some of the wireless frequency that's being sent out easily enough. You grab, maybe a second's worth and sort of put it into your data pad. Sure.
Cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna isolate that so it can't do anything bad to my shit.
Okay.
And well, since nobody's connected, I guess that's fine. I'm just gonna go ahead and wire some of the. Since I'm physically jacked into the computer, I'm going to just wire its or. I'm going to make sure that if anything is going wrong on the ship, like via the software, it sends it to my laptop so I can like take a look at it and see what's going on.
Okay. Relatively easy to set up.
I know
Just a
computers,
little,
guys.
like alert that basically goes off if there's an error, significant error.
Yeah.
Easy enough.
I have a question. So,
Sure.
like, from a physics standpoint, do all the ships have like gravity generators where stuff isn't going to get thrown around like crazy, or is this like the Expanse where it's like pulling hard G's during a turn?
I would argue it's somewhere in the middle. For
Okay.
shuttles, they don't. They do have some form of gravitational plating or some, space magic bullshit.
Yeah, space magic.
Um,
Yeah.
but it's much weaker. The
Okay.
power supply just isn't there. For the larger ships, ones meant to be lived on, typically speaking, they can generate their own artificial gravity. And that's actually done via the spike drive.
Okay.
And this ship does not have a spike drive. So it sort of has like a little auxiliary thing that isn't quite as powerful. So you guys are at maybe half weight, if that,
Okay.
inside the ship. So there
I was
is
just wondering
gravity
how much
pulling
stuff
you
would get
down.
thrown
It's
around.
just not a whole lot. And
Sure.
yes, there's plenty of stuff that's sort of gone bouncing along the walls, and it stays up for a little longer than it's supposed to, and eventually comes down.
Okay.
If anybody had coffee and wasn't holding on to it, well, there you go. There's now a puddle in the back. So, if there's anything else that people want to do, that's fine, and if not, then we'll continue forward.
If Captain Evil ever comes up front, I'll point out the message to her that I already replied to, but otherwise I'm not gonna say anything about it. I'm busy flying.
Okay.
Base trucking.
Yeah. Evil, if you do end up going forward, you would get text telling you, yeah, we got a message from Sakura Corp about the contract.
All right, so everyone wants to do it.
Yep. We're all go.
I mean, is this a way to make money? You guys in for it? I mean, nobody read the contract. We're just going.
Didn't you already agree to all of this stuff?
You agreed to
sure.
take the job. Didn't
Yeah.
read the
Yeah,
contract
exactly.
and what was in it, though.
Wait.
Well, that's on her. She's the captain.
Why didn't I read it? I thought that it was presented to somebody
It came
else.
up on the comms panel, and you were
Oh,
not in the
so-
pilot seat where the
Well,
comms
but
panel is.
Didn't she get something about
Yeah,
it before
I
she
tried
ever
to get
hired
up
her
there.
crew?
I put myself in the one seat and somebody moved me out. So I just said whatever.
Oh, I moved people around for a couple minutes because I needed to get your tokens resized. Maybe that was it. I don't know.
Oh, I mean, Tex would have done it anyway, just out of habit.
Fair.
He's used to run his own ship.
I guess we're going for it if we already accepted it.
You already gave us the job. We're already doing this.
Yeah,
Wait, you guys
whatever.
took a contract without reading the contract?
Hey, what are you doing back there? You're so far away in the back of the ship. You don't know what's going on.
You're yelling. Now I'm yelling.
Lexi
We're doing
lifts
that
her
like
head
over
up,
the shoulder yelling.
looks around, both to her left and to her right, and just I try to identify the loudest source of noise.
I don't know. It's a tough one. You're about dead center between the two loudest people right now.
She'll look back again, both of them.
Yeah, shoot them both.
I just turn up the music that I've got going.
I'm just like leaning my head back, like slouching even more into the chair, and just have my I'm just face palming right now.
Okay, Lexi goes back to sleep.
I'm busy flying up here. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Just imagining. Just imagining Space Country
It's
is
like
just.
it's like classic rock and yeah, that kind
Okay.
of stuff.
Some
I
blue.
was just thinking
Serrano.
Space Country is just regular country. Replace every instance of truck with shuttle.
No, you can still say space truck. I do
Yeah.
space truck.
Fair
Right
enough.
now it's John Mellencamp with "Hurts So Good."
No
I
idea.
have that one.
No, okay, yeah, it's classic rock.
But we can do a little bit of country.
No, it's fine. I've got my own trucker playlist going.
That's fair. That's fair. All right, so if that's mostly settled at least, you can read over the contract if you'd like.
The one that's
in the
already agreed to.
intervening time. The one that's already been agreed to, yes.
I'm not worried about it. I'm just flying. It's been a while since I've flown.
Fair. So we'll just sort of start skipping ahead here. Everybody sort of settles in with their various activities to keep themselves busy and entertained, or maybe sleeping on their trip. For the purposes of this, because you're the one flying, go ahead and give me a notice with wisdom.
Oh shit!
Tex.
All right, sure, yeah. Notice wisdom. I don't know why the modifier thing keeps popping up.
It
but I'll
always
just
it
hit-
always pops up.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just if you have any
Seven.
extra modifiers, add.
Oh, all right.
In this case, you don't, but that's okay.
Oh, right. So like if somebody else helped me, that would be the modifier.
Yes,
Ah, okay,
that's
I gotcha.
exactly it.
I've been watching some of the Swan Song.
Swan Song, yeah. The rules are slightly different from that because that's first edition, but it's pretty similar.
Okay.
So there's a lot that you can get from that to understand what the fuck we're doing. And I'm not gonna pretend like I know everything. It's a whole new system or a whole nother system. So the finer points I don't have down yet, but we're working at it. Anyway, yeah, 7. You manage to, as you're cruising about 6-8 hours in, you do see out a little ways on one of the sensor panels that there is a generalized open frequency appears to be not exactly distress call, but sort of an open communique. Sort of blasting out. Not, I mean, it'd be a diversion from where you are, where you're going, but sort of off, out a little ways, maybe an hour from your position. Somebody's blasting out some kind of signal.
What's fuck? I guess. Hey, Cap, we got some kind of pinging going. Something's about an hour out. That's you, evil.
Yep, you're
Still
the
muted.
captain.
There we go.
Sorry, will you ask the question again?
Hey, we got some kind of signal coming out about an hour out from our path, and you wanna do it?
Do you know what type of signal it is?
Yeah, some kind of ping. It's not a distress signal, but somebody's putting out some comm.
I don't know. How close are we to our destination?
Still like 8 hours out, something like that.
Yep. Another 8 hours to go.
I mean, how curious are you?
Me, I don't know. Maybe for some money in it.
I mean, money would be good. And is it out of our way by much?
About an hour.
Let's go. Let's go check it out.
I mean, you could probably talk to him with this panel over here. I assume.
Yeah, it seems to be some kind of essentially radio signal that's coming through. You just haven't opened it up or anything like that.
Okay,
It's
well
just
then
you
let's.
noticed it on the scopes, for lack of a better way to put it.
Mhm.
All right, let's listen and see if
Boop.
it says something.
All right. So you open up the broadcast, or at least put it. Do you run it through the speakers, like for the whole ship, or do you just keep it up in the cockpit? Not that
Yeah,
that's a
for
huge big difference, but like there's a little tweeter one for comms if you're not trying to bug everybody in the back, and then you can also run it through the entire ship if you wanted to.
we're
Nah,
just gonna
just keep
do
it in the
in
cockpit.
Yeah, exactly, just in the cockpit.
All right. So you kick it on and you hear this sort of, it's an advertisement actually
I
from
turn it off. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
it's advertising a ship called the Koto. Some kind of maybe potentially quasi legal luxury sort of resort ship. Maybe, and saying that they have games, aka casino games, and plenty of entertainment, that a lot of very interesting, half sleazy, half legit sounding activities available aboard ship.
That sounds familiar. Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
No. But you do it sort of runs through its spiel. It's done by it sounds like a Asian sounding woman. Um Probably Japanese, maybe Korean. You're not sure. Um but somewhat accented, and I'm not going to do that accent because no.
No,
Um
just pretend it's on the subway.
no, it's actually really well. It's actually really well produced. It even has a little bit of backing music to it. Um, and yeah, you know they tout everything from, like I said, games, a spa, luxury rooms, um, and berthings for both ships and people. Also, I want everybody to make me a physical saving throw.
Ruh-roh.
We're abandoned to the road. Space road. Negatory.
Wow.
All right.
Ah,
So,
ah, ah.
is there a but? Where do I do
Yeah,
that?
Yes.
it's up at the top. It says saving throws.
Yeah, the big square.
Top right, click
Oh,
the one that says
physical.
physical underneath.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, there we go. That's one.
It's weirdly much simpler like that, actually.
Mm-hmm. All
Wow,
right.
lots of fails.
Well, it's unlike
Everybody
it
that
was
failed.
Oh, I failed. You actually
Everyone
told me
that
right
failed. Man, probably shouldn't have drank so much water. You really, really, really gotta pee.
I will get into my vac suit.
I'm just.
I
pointing
pull
that
out a
out there.
test tube.
Oh no,
What the
that's
fuck?
somehow worse. I'm just saying, you know.
And
Guys
then
have been in here
once
for 8 hours.
once I'm in my vac suit, I'm gonna pee because the filter's out.
Does it? Hold on, let me just check that real quick.
I mean, it's got to. They do it for. Well, actually, they don't do that for. In the future, they do that for space.
Vac suits are supposed to
Says-
last you about 4 hours.
Yeah,
you
it
might
says
have
nothing
a
like
diaper.
about
basic
Well, mine's
comms.
got a fucking long. All right, fine. Then
You
I
might
would.
have
The
like a
vac
space diaper,
skin
but that's about as good as you
works.
Yeah.
That's
But
That's what,
yeah,
that's what they do on the fucking ISS.
get.
you
I
just
know.
you
It's
notice Oswald starts like tapping his foot really fast. Just anybody else got the sudden edge to pull over?
Well, you want to go pee on their ship?
Eh, wouldn't be the worst idea. Wait, whose ship? The ship we're going to? Because that's still
Oh, yeah. Sorry, no. We got a thing. We got a message from some sort of basically big casino boat.
a boat in space.
What?
Yeah, what company did
ship?
they say
Whatever.
they're
You know.
for?
Just figured the space truck would get the terminology right. Anyways,
Wait, you didn't have casino boats on your homeworld?
well, town I grew up in, we didn't have casinos, so that's one.
That's right, you're not missing much.
And otherwise, New Houston didn't have much that I was involved in. I'm sure they existed, but still. Anyway, I'm familiar with the concept. It's just not something I'm familiar with in practice. But if they got a bathroom, I wouldn't be too upset about crashing their party.
Also, Tanaka, make me a physical save.
We could do a classic road trip. Just pull over,
You
get
don't
snapped.
have to pee. Like unlike most of the rest of the people.
Half
Well-
the crew made the save.
We're not
That's
on a road trip, we're
Start
on a
walking
job.
around,
But
handing beakers to everyone.
Hmm?
I start handing beakers to everyone. Here you go.
This is a drug test.
if we're
Make sure you-
feeling lucky on the
you
way
stop it
back, how
correctly
about we
and
do that?
Don't get any on your
Otherwise,
hands, so I can have a pure sample. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go for the ship.
I need bigger container.
I'll give you 5. Here's it. Here.
Just pull out a 5-gallon Home Depot bucket.
Jeez.
That was
I'm already changing our course.
Oswald is going to use the beaker. However, he's going to put his vac suit on and then put the beaker in the vac suit. And then just kind of,
It's
Jeez.
the only way
Yeah,
to get some
have fun.
privacy around here.
yep,
Have fun getting that out of the vaccine.
Oh god.
I will. Don't worry.
How loose is your vac suit?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I mean, I'll unzip the
Yes.
back.
What?
Just give myself more room.
Okay, so you're like up against the wall, holding it up in front of you, sort of to
Basically.
create a screen. Oh, part of me really wants to make you. Part of me wants to make you make a dexterity check, but I'll let it slide for now.
Oh, come on.
No, I'm not doing that right now.
Anyway, I'm
Also, I don't know what it would actually go to. I'm not sure.
just gonna put the beaker on like the armrest of
No.
fucking what is it, Jace's chair, and just say, I'm gonna assume you're gonna want that back.
I'll take it back. Thank you.
So there's
Okay.
only one guy in here, right? It's
There's a couple.
There's 4.
What?
no, there's
Yeah.
no males, as in like.
Yeah, there's 4.
Oh, is there really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Look at the map. We got Tex, we got Oswald, we have Leaf, and we have your
Gerard.
name is not on your thing. Hold on.
Yeah, nerdy guy.
Well,
Okay,
it's
okay,
on there.
okay.
It's,
Sure.
I have it.
Also,
set as
yeah.
that.
It'd be really nice if you guys would change your names or mess with your names so that I actually know what the fuck
Yeah,
to call
Nord.
you.
I mean, evil is easy, but yeah.
Yeah.
Is
Oh,
your
yeah, other
name
way around.
actually Captain Evil?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
All right, great.
I have a
great.
first name.
Narisha. Right.
Narisha.
Yeah, okay, cool. Would you have
But-
told us that, or did you just say you were Captain Evil?
I said I was Captain Evil. I don't think I've told any of you
Okay.
my actual first name.
Okay, I've just been calling you Cap so far.
So Lexi's gonna stand
Very
up,
suspect name to be working under, I will say, but
look at all the guys, and put her finger up and say, "Turn around."
I'm already facing forward.
No, she's basically got her back to the captain
Oh,
or the,
okay.
the chair up front, so
Okay.
she's not looking at you.
Oswald's just
all
going
the
to
other
keep working on the suit, not paying attention.
It's still flying towards the ship.
I'm gonna do what's called a pro gamer move and
I'll
just
keep
kind
that
of
in mind, don't
turn my
worry.
back towards everybody else while I'm fucking continuing to play a game on my.
Just imagine you're like crouched up on the your feet are on the
yeah,
chair, just
yep.
facing away.
So Lexi will pull her pants down and grab the pilot chair for leverage.
Whoa, hey, what the hell's going on back here?
Hold still.
No kicking the chair, all right? Jesus. Space Jesus.
Zombie space
Is that what,
Zombies.
is that what we're gonna do? We just put space in front of everything.
Space Australia.
My space balls. We get it.
We get you from space. Yes.
So after
Oh,
she's
my
done,
space armor.
Lexi will grab her weapon and start like gearing up and shit, like checking her back.
I turned up the music way loud because I didn't want to hear any of that going on.
She'll give the chair a good slap once she's done.
Did you wash your hands?
It's not my chair. Well, I mean, it is right now. But
Anyway, you guys continue out for a bit. It takes about an hour to get to the Kodo, but about 50 minutes out, you can start to see something a little ways out, and you get a second communique from an automated system asking you to slow down while in the vicinity of the Kodo to essentially the no wake speed. So if you reduce speed, then
Yeah,
there's
I'll
no
do that.
further issues. And
Yeah.
you see this very long and pretty wide ship. It has these 13 running antennas, or not antennas, but like raised, almost like gondola wires, right? Or like chairlift for like a ski lift chair sort of things. And they're little almost gondolas going across them. There's like 13 lines of these or cable sets across the top. It's very long, and it almost looks like a log. But you also notice that as you get closer, there are sort of these very oriental style decorations. Again, not any particular culture. It, there are pieces of like Chinese artwork and Japanese artwork, some Korean inspired pieces, Mongolian like filigree and statues and pictures sort of all over the ship itself. But towards the bow, you see what look like multiple docking bays. And you would also notice, being relatively familiar with this ship is fucking huge. And it also does apparently have automated turrets, which are tracking you as you come in.
Would I have heard
What?
about this thing before? Like, is it actually like a giant casino boat that I might?
Give me
Yeah,
a no.
I wanna find that
With
out too.
it'll be intelligence, and because you're a spacer, I'm gonna give you a +1.
Oh.
Okay, so add that in the modifier, right?
Yep.
Okay. 7.
7. You've never been, but you've heard stories sort of secondhand from maybe guys who run more the hazardous material stuff, because they get paid a lot more and they can usually afford to go to these sorts of places. You may have heard of a few stories about the Kodo and it being, sort of a luxurious place, but if you want the highest end treatment at the Kodo, it's expensive as all hell. But if you're just there to play some casino games or something like that, you can do that relatively cheap.
Okay. Hey, y'all! I heard this place has got a really good buffet. If you're interested,
Aren't we on a mission?
prime rib, but you don't what? You don't want to take a couple minutes to? All right, fine, whatever. All right,
Would
and then
I-
I'll punch in for their comms to like get to request.
Yeah,
What
and
I-
then again, it attaches to that same automated system, uh, and that system does direct you towards a docking bay, towards the one of the smaller ones, sort of underneath and towards the bow of the ship.
Okay.
It's easy enough to land in. I ain't gonna make you roll a check. You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
This ain't no space truck. This is a little shuttle.
That's right.
But you're guided in, and eventually you land. All the blast doors sort of close up. A docking clamp is affixed to your front landing gear on the shuttle to make sure you don't fly away or anything weird like that. And you eventually hear like a little chime, like a da 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 da. Welcome to the Kodo.
Would I have heard anything about this place through my background?
I need to look at your background.
Captain, why are we here? Is this part of mission?
You would not have heard. It doesn't really apply to where you've been.
Got it.
Exactly. This is. I mean, you might have heard like the name somewhere, but you don't know too much about this. This is sort of kept away from.
The general,
You know.
yeah.
Yeah, it's it's not affiliated with any particular group. It just sort of is its own thing. And you guys just happen to run across it.
What?
It's gonna
I've
just,
only ever heard like stories about this place.
as Lexi's was gonna say, yeah, I'm with the Amazon. Why are we here?
I gotta pee. All right, I'm gonna go when I head off to go find a bathroom.
I'm gonna go as well because I also need to pee.
you already went.
Correct.
Lexi's
That does
gonna
not mean I don't need to
go
pee.
see if she can make
Come on, Oz.
buck while she's here.
What's that?
Lexi wants to go see if she can make a few dollars while she's here.
Oh God.
Okay. Well, we'll see. So first
Oh,
off,
I heard something totally different.
Yep.
Nice.
as you guys exit the ship once the ramp is down, you see a relatively utilitarian but very nice, like clean and state of the art docking facility, and then off to the side towards towards the center of the ship, there are these opulent balconies with this sort of I guess plexiglass-esque or very thick glass um, viewing areas to look down on this side into the docking areas. There are a few ships docked, not too many at the moment, at least not in your area. There may be a couple of slightly larger uh, courier style ships as opposed to shuttles. Couriers that are meant to actually be lived in for periods of time. Um, and there are you get a little line, sort of glowing blue in LED strips that essentially just turn on from where your ship is to head over to what looks like a registration desk of some kind.
Well, Cap, you go ahead and you take care of that, and I'll be right back. And I walk off.
Okay.
Yep,
Or
same.
how long are we staying here?
Just real quick, just grab some snacks and we'll be gone.
I want to put a timer for 20 minutes. If we're not done by then, I'm grabbing you guys and pulling you back on the ship myself. Or rather, I'm gonna let the Amazon do that. But still.
Lexi's gonna take her pack, her gun, and throw it in the porta box. Plop a power cell type A in there, and swipe the key card, lock it up, and yeah, she'll walk off the ship.
Okay. You
This
step off
opportunity.
same
Well,
thing.
Oz is going to the bathroom. I'm going to the bathroom. Go back.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, let's call this a 5-minute bathroom break before you guys deal with whatever is on the Kodo.
Okay.
Pity.
Oh, hey, that also reminds me. Busty,
Yeah.
we may need a new splash for a new campaign. In space.
I made one a while ago. You can use that as a placeholder for the moment if you want.
For sure.
I'll pull it up sometime in the break and give it to you.
No worries. In the meantime, it's a little outdated, but it's still a really nice piece of art. Let me swap over to
We're going to take a space break.
yeah, a space break in space.
don't see one around here.
Damn.
But maybe somewhere else in the ship. We'll see.
Nah, I wouldn't want to go too far.
You guys are on the lower deck. You looking around, you notice like everything's pretty opulent, but like the further up you look, you can see like there's another hangar deck above you. You can tell just from the utilitarian nature of the actual floors. But off to the side, there's this sort of viewing balcony with a big wide open area, and you can tell that it's nice-ish here, but like the further up you look, like the more high class it looks. By far.
This is where the poor plebs go.
Yep.
So yeah. Everybody back? Maybe we should give a NASA go for launch. If you're back, just say go.
Go.
The only one I think is
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
You're missing Busty.
Our pizza is going to be here in like 3 minutes, though.
Where's mine?
I share. It's huge.
Oh, it is pie day. Shit.
Oh, it is pie day. I didn't even
Yeah.
think about that.
I might need to get one now.
Nerds.
I don't know if I want pizza from a place that's going to put their tongue all over.
Yeah, right.
It's our special sauce. I don't know why I went and texted that, but whatever.
Corona. It's our special sauce. Made with love.
Listen here, if I'm
Add
gonna have a
case of Lyme
beer,
disease.
I'm gonna have a good one like Bud Light.
Oh God.
Fucking disgusting.
I'm sorry, I can differentiate between things you should be drinking and horse piss.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Fucking
also,
gross.
maybe not so much on the Iris nay Verona K. Since I
what is it
will be
gonna hear
putting
us?
this on YouTube and Twitch, and I don't want it to get taken down for whatever reason, because apparently people are still panicking over that.
Of course
Oh,
they
we're
are.
making jokes about it. If we're making jokes about it, it's fine. Fact of the matter is, it
People
is a
are
serious
stupid.
issue. Okay, cool. We're gonna joke about it anyway. Okay, cool. Done. Disclaimer made.
I'm sorry, I thought this was America.
Thought this was America.
But continuing
I'm sorry,
on,
I thought this was Space America.
I can do
Space
whatever I want in
Texas.
space capitalism as long as I got cash.
And a gun.
But yeah, Busty's back.
Yeah,
Alright.
Lux is gonna check her credits, see that it's nice, nice even zero, and continue on. Looking to
And
increase.
go back to the shuttle. Does the shuttle have a name, by the way?
Yeah, I believe Evil named it Goopert.
Goopert, right? Yeah. Okay.
Gubpert.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
I don't know. I just sort of tried to phonetically spell it.
It's fine.
I don't think I did a great job at it, but like, whatever. I don't know what to say.
All right, back to the ship. I got my Twizzlers.
So you head out in search of a bathroom, and it is a little bit of a walk. It's like 5 minutes down the hall along this viewing gallery to eventually find a bathroom. There are a couple of sort of cheapo vending machines next to said bathroom. So yes, if you would like to purchase Twizzlers.
Yeah, Space Twizzlers. That's my
it's
road
a
trip
credit
staple.
each,
That and beef jerky.
so, yep,
Yeah,
it's
that's
a
fine.
credit each.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna have my Twizzlers and beef jerky.
So
think-
who's all headed over to the bathroom then?
I'm going with as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna go. I mean, I don't feel the super need to yet, but I don't want to have to in the dead of space.
Fair.
Yeah, may as well.
It's the road
That's
trip.
how it always goes.
Yeah, it's the rest stop. Yep. So you guys head into the
Space
bathroom and
buddies.
pop back out, get whatever snacks it is that you're wanting to get. As you guys are sort of reconvening after doing your business, you see a little ways away from you, probably at about 100 meters, not even that, 30 meters away. There, an older not quite grandma, but probably like in her 60s, woman stepping out of a hallway, and as she does, a kind of lanky guy in not the greatest of clothes sort of runs out, grabs her purse, and starts running down the hallway in the opposite direction from you. And you hear from her, "Come back here, you stupid motherfucker! That's mine!"
Does Lexi see this?
I don't know. Did you go to the bathroom?
No, but she would still be going like with,
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, you'd see
generally.
that.
She's gonna
Did
fucking start charging towards that guy.
the dude
Okay.
grab the purse?
Yeah, the dude grabs the
Okay.
purse and starts running in the opposite direction from you guys.
And now it's a bull chase.
All right. All right. In that case, give me an exert check with dexterity to try to catch up.
Okie dokie.
And you see this woman, she's just screaming. And she's not moving very fast. It definitely has like the, half lit cigarette in her hand, is very much the traditional casino mom or grandma. An
Got a
8.
bucket of quarters.
Yeah, kind of. Stole her purse, not her quarters, but yeah, basically that. And okay, Nate, you start charging down the hallway after this individual. He quickly rounds a corner, just another 20 or so meters down. Quickly rounds a corner as you take off after him. Relatively quickly passing by this woman, who is still screaming obscenities at this at whoever it was that stole her purse. The rest of you, what are you doing?
There's going to be a whole thing, isn't it?
Yeah, probably.
All right, and I start running after, not really running, just kind of lightly jogging after Lexi. And I just say, "Don't worry, ma'am, she's on the case." As I pass by the old woman, and I follow to where the ball of violence eventually, erupts.
Okay. So, Lexi, you get to that same corner and turn it after this person, but you don't see them anymore. And the path definitely forks up ahead, about 10 meters in. One to the left, one to the right, and one straight on.
All right. Is there any verticality? Like, can I see like if there's like a bottom floor? Am I like on a bridge or something?
You guys are kind of towards the bottom, and it's a series of, I wouldn't call them maintenance corridors, but it almost looks like hotel corridors without the doors to the rooms. Like it's somewhat stylized but kind of grungy, and it looks a little bit maze-like here. But out a little, you can hear, getting closer, you can hear the sounds of like thousands of slot machines. It not too far away.
And are there any people nearby? Like, can she
Not
look at them?
currently.
Okay, so there's nobody to see. Okay.
Yeah, nobody saw where they went, but yeah,
Okay.
you got a path straight ahead, which kind of continues for a ways, and dead ends at what looks like sort of like a water feature of some kind, like a fountain. And you can kind of see people passing by, but that's probably another 100 meters out.
Okay, so I would probably head towards.
And then there's the left path and the right path that each sort of continue in this sort of maze-like set of corridors.
Yeah, I guess towards the. Fuck, dude. I don't know. I guess you'll go straight ahead.
Okay.
Because you
Hey,
said that
it's-
one
it's-
wasn't that
the
far,
water
right?
feature. Huh?
That one wasn't that far, right? Which one
The
was the
water feature?
shortest?
Well, so let's see if I can do this. So if I were gonna draw this out, so you're in a spot that kind of looks like this. I have to move that one. Hold on.
This is like Ta in the one shot.
Kinda. And then it continues on in that pattern, right?
Okay,
Sort of these rooms like so.
gotcha.
And so the water feature, for lack of a better term, is like if this is the docking area, right?
Mhm.
And your bathroom was kind of here.
Mhm.
He ran out here, grabbed the purse, ran over here, and then went back in somewhere in this general direction.
And that's
If
where
you were to
Lexi is right now.
continue straight ahead, it's about 100 meters further, which
Mhm.
is not 100 feet. It's 300. That
Lexi
you can see
would
the water feature, but you can see it. There's like a series of these rooms.
Lexi would go
Um,
this way.
okay. So you round the corner and continue running.
Do
Okay.
I see him?
Not right away. No.
Okay. Oh, she'll keep going.
Okay.
I'm gonna,
But
as
Thunder
I'm
does.
following Lexi at a sort of, not like overexerting myself, but just at a decent
Mhm.
pace, sort of jogging. I'm gonna just keep an eye out, look for the guy, and if I do see him, try and get her attention and just kind of direct her violence. Seems like a
Sure. Okay.
decent idea.
Yeah,
Does
give me a notice
Oswald
check.
does
Sure.
Oswald have a
He does not have a compad, no, but his plan is just to yell and notice with what?
Wisdom.
All right, 7. Yeah.
Okay. We'll get to that as you're sort of jogging behind. You're sort of checking in the corridors behind Lexi as she sort of barrel rushes straight ahead, trying to find this guy, but I'm not going to say is going to be the most perceptive as you whip through these corridors quickly. Meanwhile, to answer your question, Girani, he kind of, how do I want to put this? Sort of jeans and a flannel sort of shirt, kind of dirty. Looked kind of unwashed. Relatively lanky, but probably you're not sure. You didn't really get a good look at him. Definitely had a little bit of paunch up front, you know. Definitely a bit of a beer gut, but in okay shape beyond that.
Hmm.
As far as you can tell, he had dark hair.
Wasn't wearing any jewelry or anything.
Nothing that you would have noticed with as little as you got to see him with the lady blocking your
Yeah.
view a bit.
Fair.
Nothing too crazy. Just
Yeah,
sort of
I'm just
seemed
gonna-
like he seemed like sort of like the dregs that came there to gamble away whatever his last paycheck was.
I'm just gonna kind of pat Tex on the shoulders, like, "Well, I'm gonna head back to the ship. If you gonna come with, or
Oh, I'll wait around here for a little bit, see if they come back. And I'm actually gonna walk up to the old lady.
all right,
Okay.
hey, don't get robbed." I'll just walk my way back.
Oh, I got protection, don't you worry.
All right. You walk up to the old lady and she's still fuming, but she's no longer cursing, right? No longer screaming. And you can tell she's somewhat surprised by the other people that have just run by her, which is maybe not the typical response.
Right. I'm gonna just kind of fuck. This is gonna be weird being a more charismatic person. I'm just gonna be just kind of sort of comfort her and just kind of be there with her and just be like, I'd heard this place was a little bit run down in some places, but a little too shiny in others. But don't worry, that old gal that just ran up there, I've seen her tear a man in half before. So I bet if she finds your man, then she'll be right back with your purse there.
It'd serve him right. Just another stupid trucker that made it big and is now gambling away everything. My son would kill him if he found him.
Well, I imagine there's probably quite
Sure
a
he
few
would,
people
man.
that are out to nail that particular person up against a wall. But well, not all truckers are all bad, but there's plenty of scum out there amongst them. I'll tell you that.
Actually, my son runs this place. Do you have a compad? I'll call him and he'll lock this whole fucking place down.
Does he really? I don't brandish my compad, but I'd like to try and get some more information from her in case that's actually. Because I don't want somebody just swipe my fucking compad and running off.
Also, lock this place down sounds like a bad idea because we're on a job.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Well, shoot, you know what, ma'am? I'm sorry. I happened to leave that back in our shuttle. I don't have it on me right now. But
Where's
he
your
really
shuttle?
runs it.
I'll go with you. I want my purse back. It has some very important things.
Well, see, the problem is the gentleman and the lady who ran off don't have compads. So I think the best idea is for us to wait right here and see if they come on back with it.
Yeah. Fine.
Does she also trail with her tank of oxygen as well?
That's fucked up, but I love it.
Smoking her fucking Pall Mall cigarette.
Yeah, exactly. Just lights
I
up a
told you
little.
she was a smoker, and it's real
Oh.
fucking obvious.
Also, if she does have a smoke, I do actually have a lighter. It's in my little like survival kit thing on my.
Yeah, you can see like her Virginia Slim's Space Virginia Slim has gone out, and she's fumbling around for a lighter. So
Oh, here, I got it for you right here, and then I'll just click it on and let it light it.
Thank you.
Oh, no problem.
she lights the cigarette and is just sort of puffing and
Take
also
it.
just in a huff there.
Take a puff of the cigarette, take some oxygen, take a puff of the cigarette.
She doesn't have an oxygen tank, but she probably
Damn
should. Yeah, you get the idea that she is kind of a Karen too.
Oh god, an old Karen.
The elder Karen.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh no. The ancient Karen.
Yeah.
Karen Prime.
Legendary Karen.
Karen ascended.
Okay, so I'm popping around the corner, eating space pizza, not paying attention to anything that just had happened, and I notice him over there, right?
Yeah. You see Tex speaking with this old woman in sort of like very much mom jeans and sort of like a floral top, with a bucket of tokens or coins or chips, you're not sure, at her feet, smoking a cigarette, and Tex is just putting his lighter away after having lit it.
Hey Tex, can I
Yep.
speak to you for a moment?
Sure thing. Well, boss lady calls, ma'am. You take care, and I'll sort of tip my hat and head on over to Captain Evil.
Okay.
Are you ready to get out of here, or do you
Well,
have more
we
business here?
do have two members of our particular posse who are otherwise engaged in pursuing some gentleman who stole this lady's purse. So I would recommend we wait for them, considering one of. Oh God, you
Alright.
deleted me from the ship.
Okay,
Oh, did
that's
I?
fine.
Oh, my bad. Hold on.
Evil. I don't feel
I start
so
to
good.
disappear slowly. I'm Back to the Future. It.
My character's
I'm
back
just
to
gonna-
that bad one.
I'm gonna go get some more of this pizza. It's really good. You should try some. I'll take some back to the ship for everyone, I think.
Well,
I'm sure
I'm
some
gonna-
people haven't snacked on anything.
I'm gonna wait here, and I got my beef jerky as I brandish a package of beef jerky and Twizzlers. I'm gonna wait here until they come back, and we'll because I don't think either one of them has a compad, so we gotta have somebody hang. It's like the old days when we rode bikes to each other's houses in out of character world, and you didn't have a cell phone.
Please tell me it's beef TM jerky.
Beef in quotes jerky.
I mean, on this level, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
That's what I'm used to.
I can't believe it's not beef jerky.
Oh Jesus!
Oh, no.
And space twizzlers.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. I just wait for them.
Okay, so
All right.
just out of curiosity, is anybody else in the crew carrying a data slab?
Carrying a what?
A what?
Data slab or a compad?
I have a
one.
compad.
Yeah.
All right, good. Then I know if I need to, I can always contact Leaf and Tex.
Yes.
Me too. I have one too.
If I
have
answer.
one too.
Most of the time it's turned off though. He doesn't know how to use it.
I think the only people who don't have compads are Lexi and Oswald, so that's fun.
That's kind of the funny thing is like it's I don't know, it's a weird sort of dichotomy that I imagine with Tex, because like he can repair a lot of stuff and do pretty well with it, but when it comes to like more advanced technologies like smartphone type stuff where it's like a compad or whatever, like he's more used to a ship's panels rather than a compad, so he's just sort of that
Like a
almost
junkyard
grumpy old
companion.
man, like this stupid back in my day phones were just you just called somebody, like that kind of thing. So like he may or may not answer it if you call him.
He is very much fucking what was it, Scrappy?
Not
At least,
exactly. Scrappy was
yeah.
just crazy. This is more of just like
Backyard
rural kind
engineer.
of almost like old farmer mindset, sort of, but not.
Oh, just like that fucking guy who, fuck, hold on. I'll find it.
Okay, you find it.
Yeah.
You go right ahead and do that.
In the meantime, what's going on?
Like Colin Furs. There we go.
All right. So as Lexi charges ahead, looking basically, how are you doing this? Are you just sort of going through and just looking down all the hallways?
Pretty much, yeah. She's looking for a
Okay.
target.
Okay. Eventually, you charge out onto what is essentially a casino floor with slot machines everywhere. Oswald, pretty close behind. You manage to catch up a little bit as Lexi sort of slows down entering this room. Um, Oswald, you catch a glimpse, just barely, not so much of the individual, but you do see the purse as there's a chips cage a little ways away, and one of the attendants there is actually putting it down underneath the counter.
Motherfucker. All right. I just kind of tap Lexi on the bicep, point over to the counter, and she looks at me.
What?
Passes over there. So I think he's managed to turn it in for something. Hold on. Come with me, actually. And I go over to the counter. Can I see the purse? What's he doing?
Yeah, you can. As basically the attendant just was apparently sorting through some stuff, and has put the purse behind them,
All right.
in a small sort of plastic box on a conveyor that is slowly sort of taking it away.
Excuse me, sir. Could you grab that purse real quick? Need you to point out the man who brought it to you.
Oh, well, all right. He sort of grabs the purse and looks around, and I don't see him, but I do have an idea as to where he was going. He just paid his parking fee.
Of course he did.
What is parking slot?
It looks like it was Bay 12.
Go get him.
Lexi will snatch the purse from this dude's hand and just go.
That's not yours.
Don't worry,
Stop.
he's getting a refund.
Right. As Lexi sort of takes off. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to call security. But
Well, you could do that, or you could just listen here. You see, we happen to be trying to get this purse back as it was stolen from one of your other residents, which, if security was at all reputable here, I'm sure wouldn't have happened. But, of course, things happen as they do, and luckily we're here to make sure, nobody gets called, nobody needs to get called, and there's no crisis on the hands of you or anyone else in this establishment. So how about you just let my associate here take care of the dirty work, and then we get back the purse to its rightful owner, nobody calls any security, and that bum finds another way to pay.
well, well, if you're right, then we're in a great situation. And if you're wrong, and you're just robbing me, I have a problem, aka my job. So here's what I think I'll do. I will call security and have them lock down Bay 12, and then we'll all go over there and sort this out.
All right.
You notice he doesn't actually call security. He apparently you notice this just sort of out of the corner of your eye at the end of this conversation. His hand's been under the counter for maybe a good whole conversation, essentially, since the purse was taken by Lexi. Um, and he brings his hand up, and there's a little red light that you can see shining off of it.
Mm.
Certainly hit a silent alarm.
All right.
Anyway, well, and he
Let's go investigate.
gestures.
I should probably get
Yeah,
back
he
to
gestures
Lexi.
to a couple of other people.
She doesn't like when people interrupt her. Don't want things to get, And I just kind of
Oh.
walk over and try and get Lexi.
That's fair. I'll come with you. And he gestures to a couple of other attendants to take his place, and he walks with you, leading you towards Bay 12. Lexi, on the other hand,
I have slung the purse over her in her shoulder, so it's like like strapped her so she can focus on running. And
Mhm.
so instead of looking directions and stuff, she's screaming at the people in her. Say, "Where is Bay 12?" while she's running towards them.
A few of them sort of point with their whole body kind of shaking in some terror. And
Expectedly,
yeah,
thankfully. Okay,
you
good.
get a little bit of direction, although it does take you a second to find it. And as you do, there is you notice there are two other individuals, and the blast doors are actually closing at this exact moment as you enter into the chamber.
Oh, challenge accepted.
You gonna try to go through them? Because it will turn into a vacuum. You do know this.
Yep. Yep. No, Lexi doesn't like this at all. all right, all right,
Okay.
all right. This is a character thing. She doesn't. If she sees like women that are being harmed or hurt or falling
Yeah,
the
yeah, I
victim of
gotcha.
anything, will go. That.
All right.
There's pain for this person. So
All right. In that case, I need you. This is going to be a little bit higher DC to get over blast doors that are rising up from the bottom,
throw
as
it at
well as
me.
dropping from the top. We're going to make this a DC 10 exert check with strength.
Okay.
You
Let's
can do
do
it.
this. Gimme. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Nice.
So, as the inner blast doors are sort of closing around the ship, um, to allow it to exit, you climb over the first set, just sort of squeaking through. I mean, fine. You had about 8 to 10 inches of clearance in the end, but you managed to get through. You see an interesting ship up ahead. You've probably seen them before, but you never really paid attention to them because they're kind of like just fixtures, right? It's essentially the equivalent of like a space semi, um, but just the cab. There's no trailer or anything like that. This is definitely some kind of space trucker who is gambling away his profits or whatever. The sort of ramp is closed. There is no access point directly, and the ship's engines are powering up currently. And you would know you have about 30 seconds until that other side door opens. Meanwhile, uh, Oswald and the individual who was behind the counter are making you sort of brisk walking towards the bay, and you can see two security guards sort of join you guys as you're moving. They're not really paying attention to you. They're moving with a purpose towards the bay to lock it down.
Am I with them out of curiosity?
Yeah, you are. So it's you, the attendant, and two security guards who are sort of flanking you, but moving a little bit faster. They're kind of in a jog. You guys are sort of brisk walking.
But I hand it to Lexi and say, "They're with us."
Oh no,
No.
Lexi's way past you. She's
Okay.
at the bay right now. You guys are coming close to it.
Fair enough. All right. Gotta move on then.
All right, you guys continue towards the bay. One of the security guards breaks off and heads up a set of stairs to presumably a control room of some kind, while the other one continues with you.
Just gonna note where that set of stairs is for emergencies. What
Got it.
the door looks like.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of a large, mechanically locked door. Sort of. I don't know if you've ever seen like a naval ship's bulkhead.
Mhm.
Kind of looks like that. It has both a manual and an electronic lock, presumably for airlock purposes. But
Mhm. Just gonna take a look as it's open, where all the systems are, where everything sort of connects
well, you
together.
can see the door, but it's up a floor from you.
Okay.
you could go up with that security guard if you wanted to. But he's taken off up there to presumably lock it down. You guys are sort
We'll
of
stay down here.
below. Okay. And the blast doors in front of you have closed at this point. Lexi, you are in a chamber. You have 30 seconds with in a closed and locked chamber. There is no way to get out necessarily, although you do see a little ways away what looks like a smaller door in the blast door itself. You have no idea if it's locked or unlocked. You have what is essentially a space truck in front of you with no access point either. What do you do?
Okay. Is the space truck like what is it currently in the mode? Does it got like its landing gear
Oh, its
down? Is it
engine,
like coming
its
up?
landing gear are down,
Okay.
but its engines are like online and revving up.
Okay. Lexi's
As
gonna run over
yeah.
to the landing gear and she's gonna inspect the inner compartment.
The inner compartment. How do you mean?
Like
Oh,
like where the
where it
landing gear
goes into?
would fit in there. Yeah.
Okay. It's a mechanical compartment. There would probably be enough room for you to swing in there,
No,
but
no, no, no. She wants to get inside the ship. Is
yeah,
there anything in could she possibly break her way into the ship from inside that point?
you're not sure, but it does look like if you tried to climb in there, it would be a bit of a tight fit. It's really meant to it's really meant just for the landing gear,
Okay.
and also it's a space truck, so they keep weight down and maximize size. So the actual cab of the truck, so to speak, is pretty small. Most of it's engines.
Yeah.
Then he just called you
You
fat.
could attempt to, but you don't know from where you are. You really can't see the entirety of the interior of that. You could climb up and try to get in, but doing so might cost you some time.
Right. All right.
Time is
That's my next
definitely an
question.
issue.
Will Lexi have time to like run up to the front of the cab and just try to open the door?
You would have to.
Would she have time to be able to run back to the landing gear as a plan B if that was like locked or something?
You could certainly attempt to. I guess it would depend on your. You got
Oh
to
fuck it.
climb
Lexi's
up
going to the
there.
cab door. She's
So I think if
fucking
it's
running to the
locked, your
cab door.
best bet is a manual override.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Lexi's going to the wherever the
to the
entrance
side
to the
airlock,
yeah.
or because there's a back ramp and a side airlock.
She'll
And the
go with
back
the
ramp
airlock.
is definitely not something you can deal with right now.
Yeah, airlock.
Okay. So you're gonna climb up to the airlock. Okay.
Yep. And she'll just try to yeah, what is it?
Well, how do you want to try to get in?
I mean, is there like a code? Could she just like pull a lever?
There does appear to be a keypad next to it.
She's gonna is there a handle?
There's a handle.
She's gonna grab the handle and try to open the door.
Okay. So, for context,
Right. I just need to know if it's unlocked or not.
this is an airlock door.
Right.
It is apparently at least somewhat secure door, and it is very much made of like pretty high grade metal, as these ships tend to get banged up quite a bit. You are attempting to essentially rip it open by breaking the latch.
Sounds like something Lexi
Okay,
would do.
okay. No. Okay. So the idea here is she just wanted to see if it would just open, just to see if like it was possible to
Okay,
just
yeah, no,
enter
it's closed, it's locked.
Okay, she's going to try to, while pulling it open, punch the shit out of the fucking keypad. Just keep punching it.
Manual override.
Somebody's been watching too much movies.
Okay, I'm gonna have you make me 2 checks.
Yeah, no problem.
So
Just,
session
I would
one.
say imagine Brock Sampson from Venture Brothers. Like
Yeah,
right
I
now.
gotcha. 100%.
Session 1, Lexi gets spaced.
Yeah, exactly.
Number 1, I need you to make me just a straight exert roll with strength. Decent DC. Okay. Now I need you to make me a luck save.
Where is that?
It should be up at the top.
Makes.
Okay.
Wow.
This got fucking weird. Okay, so you first off, You did not make the strength DC save exactly. So here's what happens. Oh man. You
This
punch
is
the
what my character
compad.
does. It's just what she does, dude.
I know.
Roll
You
new
punch
character.
the compad a couple of times. The first time it does crack it, but it doesn't break it. So you take another swing at it, like once, twice, crack, it breaks. And all of a sudden you feel part of the lock unlatch. Now it is still somewhat latched, but the locking mechanism is no longer in place. So you haul on the door and you manage to essentially pull it free of the locking mechanism. That takes a second.
Okay.
And at that moment, the ship lurches. That strength check was not to pull the door open. It was to hold onto the door, and it was a DC 9. You fall off essentially this pylon on the side of the ship that you're standing on, where the door is. You fall away as the ship begins hovering in the air. You are now hanging off this pylon essentially as the door, the outer blast door, begins to open, and the air is pulled out of the room, or beginning to be pulled out of the room. I'm gonna say, because I am a benevolent game master, if you want to,
Sorry.
you can attempt to go for the side door, right? On the large sort of blast clamp doors on the side to keep this being the only area. There's access back to the Koto. Or
Okay,
you
Lexi
can
will do
attempt to
that.
climb into this ship and go God knows where.
I really, really, really. All right. The only reason that Lexi's
If
not
you
going to go
fail
into
to
this boat.
climb into the ship, you die. You are not in a vac suit, and you would be pulled directly out into the vacuum of space.
Okay, I just need everybody to know that Lexi is not going to do this, not because she has the risk dying, but because she is not under the effects of mind-altering drugs. Be aware of that one. She'll go for the
The
door.
door.
Yeah.
Okay. In this instance, the gravity plating is disabled in this chamber to allow for easier egress from the uh, area. So you can use that to your advantage. You kick off of the ship itself, go flying towards the door as the wind is pulling you. You kind of aim a little bit, to one side of the door away from the big open door, and manage to catch on to the emergency escape door on the side of this chamber and pull yourself through. You are out of breath. And I'm going to say for the next, like, probably 2 minutes, you're just trying to catch your breath as it was literally pulled from for the duration of that, but it only takes a few seconds. You land on your knees. You also notice the purse is still barely attached to you, but it sort of like falls. It is destroyed. It's like ripped across the strap. It's not in a great situation. And as you exit, that's about when Oswald comes around the corner with a security guard. And Oswald, you just see Lexi fall out of this door. The door automatically closes, sensing the vacuum, and is gasping on the floor with a pretty well destroyed purse in sort of laying next to her.
Just say she's on our side. Shit. Oh, all right. Yes.
Lexi will get to her feet and just kind of stand there while huffing really hard and just kind of look at her surroundings.
At about that moment, you hear sort of like a klaxon sort of sound as the uh, area goes into lockdown. Unfortunately, it seems that the trucker had actually managed to get away. Had managed to get out just in time before that happens. So
I see.
eventually, you can see that security guy up in the booth sort of area, just sort of cursing,
When I
shutting it.
when I said get him, I didn't mean go into the airlock with the pass. For fuck's sake. You know what? Never mind.
I keep her safe.
Yep, sure did. Well, the robber's gotten away, and that means that there is, uh, you know, can't question him, but you should have an ID on his ship, which means you should be able to track him down in case he ever comes here again. It also means that, just kind of grab the purse from Lexi's hands. You were after the contents, right? Not the actual pass. You couldn't have paid with a pass, right? Doesn't make sense.
Yes, there was quite a fair amount of valuables inside of the purse itself. The purse maybe was worth 10 credits. Not particularly nice.
Well, I'm a bit broke, but this is yours. We apologize for any inconveniences, and we'll be going now. Out of your hair forever. Goodbye. And I go to try and hoist Lexi up, but I imagine it doesn't do a lot when it comes
You
to.
kind of get under one arm, and
Try.
Lexi, you've caught your breath at this point. You managed to sort of stand up for the most part, and
On your own.
yeah, you're mostly walking, and you're carrying like her arm.
Okay,
That's
well,
about it. You're not really helping her. You're just sort of carrying an arm.
just kind of pat her back and say, "Well,
Barely.
you did all you could.
Yep.
But we got a job to do. If you still feel like being a hero, I suggest coming back here when ship paid, finding the lady, and giving her back a purse of similar quality."
Did you just blame me for purse?
No. Granted, you did bring it into an airlock.
I brought it back.
Yeah, I'll give you that much. Look, let's just get back to the ship, continue on. Nothing ever happened. And just consider this a lesson. One, that you and I make a good team, and two, that you can survive fairly long in a vacuum.
I'm sorry. Fuck, that got me.
So if that old lady is like within eyesight or whatever,
Oh
Lexi
no,
will give
she's
her.
back a ways. You would have to go back, but eventually you'd find your way.
Yeah, if we're like walking by
Mhm.
past or whatever on our way, then yeah,
Yep.
she would give the old lady a nod and she would uh I guess she would say sorry in Russian, but
She
it
looks
would
at you funny
yeah,
when you say that.
it takes a second. Be good. Sorry that happened.
Yep, super sorry. We should get going,
alright.
I say, as I grab Lexi's wrist and
Do you
begin dragging her to the pay.
purse back then to her and all?
Hmm?
Do you hand the purse back to her then?
We didn't get the purse, did we?
What? No,
You got the
Lexi.
purse,
Yeah,
but
you-
it's shredded.
Well,
Or
like the
damaged.
strap is shredded. It's certainly damaged, but the contents inside are still there.
Yeah, Lexi would have
Oh, really?
definitely handed it to her if she
Okay.
could.
Yeah, you go with security back, and find the lady, and you see a look of recognition in pretty much all the workers as you approach the lady and hand the purse to her.
Well,
I
thank
did
you.
not. It's okay. No problem. I did not catch men though.
Yeah, she had to take it from him in the airlock. It was it saved the past at least. Anyways,
I appreciate you. Let me do something for you. Okay, hold on.
And she sort of pulls some stuff out of the purse. Um, hands you, Lexi, a credit stick for 100 credits, and
Sweet.
and she says,
if you're willing to wait around for a minute, I'd love for you to meet my son. He runs this place, and maybe he can set you up with some stuff. I don't know, but that's all I got on me.
Could I give you shit, I don't have. Who has phone?
Takes.
I pat my pockets and sorry I left it on the shuttle.
Yeah, boy.
Well,
I
tell
put-
me the name of your ship, and so next time you come over here, I'll make sure you get the best treatment.
Well, I'll be honest, ma'am. It's less of a ship, more of a glorified escape pod. But how about this? Name's Oswald O'Hara. You can, I'll be sure to mention my name whenever I get back here, and we'll talk when we can. We're on a bit of a job right now, and we don't want to keep our employers waiting. We, you know the deal. We came here just to see the sights and take care of some business before going on, and well, figured we'd do some help while we were here. But duty calls, and it's a busy life, you know.
Okay, well, in that case, if you've got to be taken off, I'll go ahead and put your docking fees on my tab and take care of that. You guys have a lovely day, and feel free to come back. I'll treat you to anything you want when you're here next time.
Well, aren't you a sweetheart?
Well, thank you.
Much obliged.
Hey, Mr. Weird Southerner guy, you got another light?
Tex. Call me Tex.
Tex, you got another light before you go?
Oh yeah, of course. Here you go.
She lights one up and starts talking to the attendants and hands them some kind of casino card of some kind, and you guys head back towards the ship.
And it is actually some kind of like actual casino card. Like
Yeah, it appears to be some kind of sort of plasticky casino card.
Tex has been trying to figure out this whole time if she's just some fucking crazy lady. All right, that's all right. Well, now don't you go forgetting us. Now we'll be back around here sometime.
At this point, I'll
Sounds
be just like,
good. Don't be a stranger.
Wouldn't dream of it. And then I flash my handsome, charming smile, and
real Southern gentleman.
he's he gets around.
At this point, I'll just be like sending just like a blanket message to everybody who's got a compad that I know. He's just like, hey, this is taking a while for like a potty break, guys.
Yeah, nobody gets that message. Nobody.
Oh,
Nobody.
no.
That's
Everybody-
actually taking.
Everybody on the ship's phones
Yeah.
ping.
Exactly.
I just I hear the ding coming around. I was like, oh god damn it!
I continue
You
to
see,
pizza.
and you hear a little ping from up on the near the pilot's chair, and you see Texas compad just sitting there.
No, I have my compad. I
Okay.
thought
Then
she
you
was
would-
some
then
fucking
you will
nutso
get it.
thief that was gonna try and like con me on my phone. Yeah,
You will get a ping or
yeah,
whatever.
as we're walking away, I get it. I'm like,
Maybe
oh
it's
hey,
set to
they
vibrate, I don't know.
yeah,
but
yeah,
whatever.
something, yeah,
Yeah. But
yeah.
you get a
I
little-
let him know that he's looking for us, and we're on our way back already.
Yeah,
Alright.
I would have tucked away the token when I got back to the ship.
Okay. Yeah, it didn't seem to cause any issues. A lot of people looked at you weird, but not like in a recognition way, just like that's a weird piece of jewelry sort of thing. Nothing more.
Lexi will use her little access card and unlock the porta box, grab her gear, pull the cell
Okay.
out, watch the thing fucking do its little I don't know,
Yep.
origami bullshit and put it
Yeah,
back
so
in
there was a weird you guys all watched Lexi pull her stuff out of this what looks like a regular kind of like school locker. Just a little bit wider. And then pull the power pack out of it, and it origami folds into this pretty small little piece of metal.
Oh,
It's one of those weird lockboxes they sell on tier 4s, right?
Yeah, yes, it's also atmosphere sealed inside too. It's in emergency can use his escape pod.
Just kind of look at Lexi, then look at the box, then look at Lexi, then look at the box.
Yeah, they sell them on Starmazon. So
Yeah, I'm
Nice.
sure they'd come in quite handy. No, just they look similar to some of my own tools. But that locker probably would have come in handy if you were going to be jumping into, you know, airlocks. Just something to keep in mind.
She looks completely fucking dumbfounded. She doesn't understand a word you said.
All right. So, with everybody reconvened at the ship, Snacks bought, Purse returned to its rightful owner. You all clamber back into the small little shuttle to await your next 8 hours of likely bullshit.
You guys should really bring your compads with you next time we're off.
Oh, I had it.
A what?
I tried to reply, but there was, I don't know, it was flashing around, switching different, whatever, I don't know. We were on our way back anyway, so I just...
That lady ended up being legit?
I think actually so. I was real suspicious, but she gave them attendants a card, and they just wandered off with it. Like, that was annoying.
She give me money. She's good.
Yeah, also that. I figured the lady who was the mother of the person who runs this place would be a little more, uppity and high and mighty kind of rich folk, but apparently not.
Yeah, I didn't even know that
she
she's
swore better than
relaxed,
most gangsters.
A lot more white trash than.
Yeah, that's yeah. I just thought she was a regular old customer, but maybe not.
Well, for what it's worth, I'm glad you didn't get scammed. And I'm just gonna
Wake me
pop
up.
back onto the sea and start like tapping away at my fucking data slip.
Is Gironi a fucking teenager? Oh, space Twitter.
I don't think he ever grew out of it, perhaps. But,
Yeah.
No,
Lexi's
yeah,
gonna go back to
Durrani's still
napping.
pretty young.
Okay.
If you look at him,
All right.
you would probably guess he's in his early 20s at most.
Fair enough. All right.
All right,
So
well,
you
let's get-
all clamber in. You send a signal over to the docking manager, and they spin your shuttle around, and the clamp comes off of your front landing gear as the sort of walls go up to prevent vacuum across the entire ship or something, and the front blast doors open, and you guys head back out into space. Ready for your next 8 hours of your journey.
yeah, I was going to nap.
Okay.
Me too. Oh wait,
And I'm sure the ship has some degree of autopilot.
nah, it's fine.
I
This
mean,
is a
if you
short
point
run.
it in one direction and tell it to go that direction, it'll
it's
try
space.
to stay on course to a certain extent. And yeah, also it's space. So, it's usually fine.
Nope. I'm gonna stay up there.
Okay.
This is a short run for my usual stuff.
Yep.
You
All right.
got your space stew.
No, I didn't get any drinks. I just got some beef jerky and space twizzlers.
I was trying to come up with like a good version of like a red vine, but I couldn't.
The Crimson
Yeah,
Twist.
I got nothing. Yeah.
White dwarf cloth.
Jesus.
Yes. I love it.
Oh, that's fucking amazing. Yeah, next time you guys go out for donuts.
Wait, hold on. Starmazon is run by Jeff Bezos.
Oh, nice.
Oh, there you go. All right. So, you guys continue out. You got another 8 hours to kill. If there's anything you guys want to do in that.
I will have 3 slices of pizza.
Okay.
Over the course of like 4 hours.
Good. I'm glad someone's eaten some of this. It's delicious.
Oh wait, there's pizza.
Yeah.
Oh, Lexi's gonna probably take like a whole fucking box.
How much of that stuff did you get, anyways?
I got us enough for the trip. Everyone can have
So
like
4 boxes.
It's like 12 boxes stacked up.
Mm-hmm.
it's delicious pizza. You don't find that good of pizza that often around.
I'm assuming this is just your rations.
Probably.
Oswald will silently
Well, I
walk
mean,
over.
you bought
take a
stuff. Buying
piece
stuff,
of pie.
actually costs money. I just wanted to make
It's
sure
just
that's
microwave
actually
pizza,
Yeah.
but
what you
instead of
bought, yeah.
microwaving, you put it next to the engines.
No, they
No,
have
it's-
fresh made pizza at that casino.
It's like a rehydrate one where it like starts out of the sides like a hockey puck and then it turns into a lard.
Oh
Mhm.
gosh.
Oh, so like a fucking Fifth Element shit.
It's a
Yeah,
shrinky
exactly.
pizza.
Chicken.
Pizza.
You're talking. It's essentially a shrinky dink pizza.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, so you guys continue on. Like I said, if there's anything you guys want to do between about 8 hours until you reach the zone that the ship's supposed to be in.
Nope, we're all taking a nap for 7.5 hours.
Sounds like a good idea.
All right. You guys get some sleep, rest up. It's kind of cramped, even though it's only been 16 hours. Maybe you're starting to feel a little stir crazy. Maybe you're used to it. But eventually, Tex, you notice that up ahead you're starting to get signatures, pretty indicative of a relatively dense portion of an asteroid field.
Ooh, yeah.
Normally, asteroid belts are pretty spread out. This seems like it might have been at one point a few larger asteroids, and nothing's really drifted apart yet. It's all very densely packed. We're talking like Empire Strikes Back kind of asteroid field comparatively. And you can see this stretches on for hundreds of kilometers. And it does tend to mess with your sensors a little bit, as this stuff seems to be at least somewhat ferrous and is interfering with general sensors.
All right.
But yeah, it's a pretty dense field. Just from out here, you're kind of like not even quite at the edge of the suspected area that the ship is in, but just from here, you can't see anything in particular. You just sort of see this almost globule of asteroids around.
And we had coordinates that we're going to, or do we have to
We-
scan for it?
It's not so much scanning, but you got to find it somewhere within essentially a zone that they know it's supposed to be in,
Okay.
based on some signals that they found at some point, which have apparently since stopped.
Should we scan
But
maybe for like anything that's powered?
if you have a way to do that, yeah.
All right. Who's ready to find the ship in the giant field of iron asteroids, whatever?
Head
Space
west jobs.
team.
Lexi will take that cue to wake up and she'll start stretching. She'll do some like military drill stretches.
Okay. All right. So,
Question.
yeah,
Is there a mini airlock on this ship?
there is really just the one. Honestly, that's what it's made for.
Just a door or an airlock?
Just this is basically just a big ass door.
Hmm.
But
So it's like a drop ship.
kind of. But the thing is, it has an exterior piece that extends out, sort of expanse style, like that little chute that they used. For
Oh yeah, the
docking.
docking
Yeah.
tube thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically like a docking tube, and that can be used as an airlock.
Okay. Cool.
By extending it out, about 3 to 5 meters, and then opening it, letting the air, going in there, and then closing the door behind you. You can use it as an airlock for those that need it. It also does have an interface for smaller airlocks. Basically, it's sort of a clamp down physical attachment, and then unzip the door, essentially, for lack of a better way to put it. So, yeah, so you guys do have a task of trying to find the ship. How you wish to do that is really up to you guys. But you have a basic sensor suite. and also the Mark 1 eyeball, and a fair few windows in the ship. So, however you want to do this.
Is the asteroid field in like a disk, or is it just like a globule, just a sphere of
It's
scatter?
really kind of, it's not really exactly a sphere, but it's more spherical than anything else.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'll just start kind of orbiting around everything.
Okay.
So
And then
quick-
do I run the scan from up front?
Yeah, you could.
Okay.
What are you scanning for?
Well, do all the asteroids seem to be the same ferrous type metal?
There seems to be just from the look of it, there are sort of these gray, non-ferrous, very dusty, maybe icy looking, smaller asteroids that sort of bounce between these larger, more dense ferrous asteroids. So there's sort of two sets. It looks like there might have been a collision here or something.
Can I scan for like materials specifically, and then just
Sure.
not include like
Try.
the metals or what looks?
Yeah, you can certainly try.
Just to try and isolate like unique things.
Yeah, that would be a program check.
Oh, I will describe my plan. Hey, can somebody scan for something that isn't ferrous or icy rock?
I guess I could help. I mean, I haven't super really operated one of these before, but I'm sure I can figure it out.
should be easy enough to just change the parameters of what you're searching for on the scanners, and then add more.
Ozzy, you're up. I just like motion for Ozzy to come up to the front.
All right, but I'm doing it my way.
That's fine. I trust you, man. You go ahead and do it.
I'm not gonna do any weird like special code writing like that. I'm just gonna take the scanners and then, as mentioned, slowly shrink down the filters that are already pre-installed before I can get something manageable and just start looking around.
Go
Okay.
check this out. This is why Ozzy's a wizard.
Because of how you're sending things out and how they're returning, the ferrous metal is still going to interact with your EM fields in general and not give you perfect data. It's a little bit garbled,
Well,
but you can
maybe I can scan for energy, something like that, or just like
yeah, you can attempt to do that. I'm just saying your range and precision is going to be somewhat reduced. That's
Gotcha.
all. It's like trying to send X-rays through a thin layer of lead. You can
Yeah.
do it, just
Sure.
not super well.
Yeah. How about I also start getting the scanners up and then just kind of use my eyes to distinguish things through the window, like point in the direction with some hits and then look out and see if there's anything that doesn't fit the scanner description of an asteroid, things like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll keep my eyes out too.
So in that case, here's how I want to do this. All right. Any of you can attempt a skill check to give a bonus to the overall scan effectiveness.
I will
You
attempt to
use your
clean it
eyes,
up.
you can do whatever. But I'm gonna institute a rule kind of going forward. Just in general. Let's say Tex, you said you were gonna do a notice, basically. You're gonna look around.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I'm
So
not
go ahead and
skilled
give
in
me
it, but I am
yeah.
up front, so
Yep.
I'd be looking.
So give me a notice check. And you just have to beat a 7.
Is that wisdom or does it?
Yeah, in this case it'll be
Okay.
let's see.
8. Yeah.
Okay. So then Thunder gets to add a +1. However, anybody else can add their own. I'm gonna actually just be kind of nice about this one in general, but you can also add your own. You can also attempt that skill check, but nobody else can use notice now. You can't just be like, all right, everybody does a notice check. It's gonna be you got to come up with a way that it's actually gonna, right. So if one of you wanted to, because I'm guessing you're thinking of it already, Kai, if you wanted to add programming, right, to maybe help filter out some of the noise that way, you can make a programming check. But then nobody else can use programming or notice. That's how it is. That's how it's going to work. That way, there are at least some limitations.
Mm.
But also, it allows you to get through some higher DC checks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I
if
will,
that's what you want to do, yeah, you can.
I'll run the cleanup program then with the +1.
No, you don't get the +1. You're trying to beat a 7 to give Thunder an extra +1 at the end of this.
Copy.
This is an assist. Yep.
Ah.
Okay. Thunder, you got +2 right now.
Cool. I'm
Anybody else want to help somehow?
for the main check. I am kind of going for more of a notice than a program. I'm not like I'm letting the tech
Yeah.
people do the filtering. I'm just cross-referencing data and looking at what there is.
Oh, I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
It's actually going to be a good check for you.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for.
Yeah.
Anyone else got any ways to help? Maybe like
Nope.
Shoot.
Does it have to be just 2 people that help, or can you do more than?
You can do as many as you
As
want.
many as you
You
want,
can
we gotta-
justify how you're helping, and just
I see.
remember, like, if this were, let's say it was a spike jump or something, and you guys were in combat. Obviously, you can't be helping while also shooting or something like that, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, that sort of thing. But none of you
Can-
guys are doing anything, so
people do more than one check, or is it one person per?
1 check per person
All right, fair enough.
and 1 stat per group or per
One skill.
attempt. 1 skill per attempt.
Mhm. Yeah. And if anybody else has anything like a note to try and figure out if there's anything we should know about the ship itself, what kind of shape it is, if there's any sort of model number we can look for, if there's any kind of anything specific to the ship that would help the scans. No, okay.
Lexi
Right
looks at you like, what do you want me to do?
Well, we can't punch our way to find it, so
I
we'll
can
just go
shoot
ahead and
it.
keep looking.
That's about it.
When the problem needs punching, call me.
Yeah, how about you two just sit there and look pretty? All right.
All right, so in this case, because you are doing it more mechanically,
Mhm.
I'm going to have you roll a fix check
Oh, okay.
with wisdom because you're trying to find stuff
Mm-hmm.
with a +2 modifier, and you are trying to beat a 10.
Right. I would have, if technically wisdom isn't just noticing stuff, it might be intelligence, but I'll go wisdom for this one.
Yeah, I
I'd
mean,
also
you
have-
could argue, but
Oh.
yeah.
I'd also have said maybe notice intelligence, but anyway, that's a 9 with all the
Alright, so a
modifiers.
9. You don't find the ship outright, but you zero in the area that it's likely to be. That's the nice thing is a failure does not necessarily mean you get nothing in this game. It just means you don't quite get everything you want. But you do zero in on the area, and it seems to be kind of from your vantage point facing this big globule. It's towards the center and a little ways away from you. You can at least zero in the area that you need to be working in. 'Cause
All
this is
right.
like this is a couple hundred kilometers of stuff.
I think they buried themselves in with the rebel.
All right, we're going in, folks. Everybody,
All right.
buckle up.
All right. I'm gonna back away from the screen, grab onto the armrest for that thing, and I'm actually gonna just unstow my vac suit in case things get bad.
Okay.
Lexi's going to put on her vac suit. And she's
That would be
gonna
a good move.
in this, does the vac suits have basic comms?
Yes. You
How'd
have
they do
a
over radio?
basic radio with a 10-kilometer range.
Okay, then Lexi will try it and test it and click it. And
Sure.
does anybody hear?
I'll put mine on then, sort of adjust the helmet and say, "Yeah, I hear.
Okay.
I mean, I hear anyways. We're like, 6 feet from each other, but the radio works."
All right. So, using that data, I'm gonna have Mr. Tex roll me a piloting check with dexterity.
Yep. 13.
God damn.
Nice.
Yeah. It's
All
it's
right.
the one thing I do well. That and connect, weirdly. I rolled my skills and I got connect twice. I'm like, son of a. So I
You're
just
the
chalked it up
face.
to, just chalked it up to charisma.
Yeah. So you take off in through the field. The rest of you are well. There's very little gravity. The ship sort of rolls under your feet in a very strange way. It's not like being like on a boat or anything. This thing is rotating around you almost, and your body sort of is sluggish to catch up. Gravity isn't quite staying put, and you're not moving fast enough to keep up with it. Um, as you go dodging, dodge, dip, dive, dodge through all the asteroids, moving ever closer towards the area that was sort of outlined for you. Um, with that roll, you get kind of lucky. You see this glint of darker, very obviously processed metal uh, floating just as you pass with a large asteroid that sort of blocks your vision for a moment. As you come out the other side, you at least pretty well know where that is. It's good because if you hadn't gotten the general area in the 13, we could have been here for a minute or two.
As I'm
Wouldn't be
like
too mean, but
as I'm dodging and ducking and weaving between asteroids, I'm like, this reminds me of back in the day when I used to fly a troop transport about this size. Actually, we'd go chasing through asteroids and stuff like this. It was just like that back then. Of course, you'd always get them green boys that end up throwing up in the back. So make sure you get a bucket or a mop if you do. I just keep like rolling around an asteroid.
What bucket, Tex?
Somebody had a bucket for somebody to pee in, all right? You're not going to tell me there's no bucket back there. And I approach where the ship was.
All right. You have to slow down as it gets much denser here, and all of you sort of look out as you get the first sort of side profile view of the ship proper. There are some asteroids relatively near to it, but nothing actually shows. Like there's nothing like actually, or nothing's actually like hit it or anything like that from your vantage point. But you see it has definitely sustained some outward damage. Um, it has two guns, one on top, one on the bottom. It seems to be like a two-floor ship. Uh, the whole bottom part of the ship, though, it just looks like somebody ran, well, an asteroid into it. It's certainly scarred up. Like the bottom gun is definitely torn up. And you can see some uh, minor holes and scratches along the rest of the ship as well. If you guys look slightly up, you guys can see beautiful picture that Busty did for us. Kind of cartoony, but I totally dig it for the style of this game.
All right.
Oh, okay.
So that's what you see from the side. And there are two large engines towards the back. Let's see here. This one has, and you can see what looks like a low ramp that is very much like you can see the hinge, one of the hinges at the bottom, and hydraulics, definitely broken, and it's probably not going to open.
Hey, it's a PlayStation controller.
Kinda. Didn't see that.
Ooh,
So looking at
I
it,
like that one. Can I have one?
we'll see. Tex, if you want, there's no airlock to this thing, is there?
There is actually on towards the front of the ship, sort of up there. You can see an airlock, and mind you, the ship itself is pretty large.
Can we, Tex? Can you kind of fly up close to the command deck-ish area and see if there are any lights still on?
Absolutely. I was actually planning on kind of orbiting around the thing a little bit anyway. I kind of do, sort of lateral, horizontal around it, and then go over the top and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Get a view of it.
You get as you do, you see about is about 80 meters long, which is pretty decent size. Maybe 30 meters wide at the wingtips. It is certainly badly scarred, and you can see one airlock sort of towards the front. Like if you were facing towards the front of the ship, which is pretty obviously the bridge, it's on the right hand side of the ship. There is a relatively small external airlock. You do not you there's no real lights coming from the bridge. Um, However, you do see that there's a comms array with a little blinking LED light sort of thing. That is noticeable after you keep spinning around and sort of examining it. But the array itself does not seem to be outputting any signal currently. And yeah, as far as you can tell, just from an exterior look, it just looks relatively heavily damaged, not crazy. It's not been exploded, but it probably ran into a couple asteroids.
Let me see if I can get anything off that comms array so I don't have to head in. I'm gonna head back to my little station back here and try to connect via the comm array on the ship.
Okay. Just give me a program with intelligence. Sure. 8. You do manage to get a connection, although you're noticing that the comms array, the one that you attach to on the ship, is maybe not damaged, but not working it optimally. There's very little power in the ship currently, or at least very little that's going to the comms array. So most of the subsystems inside the ship are down.
Well, whatever is going on in there, I can definitely tell you it's basically hibernating.
All right, let's go on.
Life
And
support
I
up.
found us a parking spot.
Do you
Can I
say a
even
porking
check it?
spot or a parking spot?
Parking spot.
Could
You know, a parking spot.
A porking spot was a lot
Parking
more
spot.
fun when I was a kid, but that's a different thing. You know?
I
you
can't
talk
quite
to
tell if it's
airlock.
got full air in there or not. So maybe let the people with the vac suits in first.
Yeah, we need to suit up.
Me and Lexi will take first entrance. I'll see if I can get any kind of oxygen back online. I've got a Type B cell on me, which should be able to get something.
I go ahead and get suited up while they're getting ready.
Any life
Okay.
signs?
Can't really tell. I'm not going to say that this thing's really set up to scan for life signs.
Yeah.
If you have a piece of equipment, that's different. But
We just
yeah.
have comms, basically.
Yeah, the shuttle itself is not really set up to do planetary or life sign scans. Also, it may smell a bit like ammonia inside the shuttle at the moment, considering how much pee was in there before.
You have corks to those bottles, right? Right.
They were beakers. Like,
jeez.
that's just a big open area. I'm
Well,
just saying. It's not
But
great.
I have the vac suit and the atmo filter on, so we're
Yeah,
good.
no, you're fine now, but yeah.
But yeah, bring us over to the airlock and we'll take a look.
Yep.
All right.
I'll dock us up.
I will load up the plasma projector with a power cell and get it ready.
And
Okay.
in terms of weaponry, Oswald just kind of hoists his pack onto his back and then takes out the telescoping rod, and that's about it.
All right. So, out of the team, who is suited and booted and going in
Me.
on the first line? We'll say.
I'm suited up. I'd probably talk to Ozzy though and be like, "You want me to go along with you? I got some heat. I know you just got that kind of little stick there."
Yeah, I've also got this. He says, gesturing back to Lexi, who is getting her weapon online.
That's a fair point.
Lexi looks at Texas gun and just tries not to like.
It's a sawed-off shotgun.
She's
It's so
still trying
cute.
not. She's like almost giggling.
Besides, if anything goes wrong, probably want to have you on the controls.
Yeah, I'll hang out here for a bit.
You let me
Just
know
keep
if
the
I can get
suit
the all
on in
clear.
case.
I want to see if I can pull anything off the drives on the computer and see what exactly happened.
Those systems currently do not have power. So you're really not able to access.
Oh no, I mean, I was asking him to give me an all clear once he got on
Oh,
board.
okay.
I'll do what I can. Gotta get this thing powered first, and that probably means repairing the generator if it has one. If not, finding a place to put the Type B, and that'll probably only get us a few hours at most.
All right, do your magic there, Ozzy.
All right.
It's
So
not magic, but it's damn close.
So for the purposes of this, I'll say it's a relatively simple task to airlock to the other ship. You sort of extend out this collapsible, mostly fabric airlock towards the opposing airlock door. Eventually, it doesn't take you too long, but you sort of snap it into place, and those that are going in, I'm going to do this really quickly just to make it a little bit easier. We'll say there's our airlock chamber. Do this the right way. There's the side of the ship.
All right, I'll make my way in.
All right. So, at this point, I know we've been playing for a while. I don't want to stop necessarily, but I want to make sure that everybody else is good to continue.
I'm good to go.
Just because I know
I'm
Buster's
good.
got kids and
Yeah,
all
I
that stuff.
actually I gotta get going.
Okay.
The kids are got their nightly routine and shit.
No
Okay.
worries.
That's fine.
Next week we're definitely get the full 3 hours.
Well, we've done pretty close to 3 hours, but yeah. I mean, we could continue a little bit more, but it's all up to you guys. How you guys want to do this?
Yeah, this is a good starting point.
It is a good
Yeah.
stopping point. We're just about to get in there, so
Yeah. However, if that is the case, I'll not be here next week. So, Tex,
Oh,
you're going in.
no.
All right, that works.
Yeah, just switch out, I guess.
Hey, let the
That's fine.
cat do some of the flying, maybe.
Scout it out, and then I'll come in afterwards and do the fixing.
Yep. And,
Suddenly you hear screeches and alien screams.
Yeah, exactly. We open the hatch and just.
There's the xenomorph right there.
Yep.
Coming out of the walls!
Pardon me, could you bother for a spot of help? It's just like this weird, like
I don't know that the
hyper-intelligent
xenomorph would
xenomorph.
bother the two
No,
up front.
that's the funny part.
Yeah.
It's just like actually a civilized species in this world.
All right.
I
so-
do
Some of
say.
the actual
Definitely
Illuminati.
So are we? What are we doing next week? Is it
Ooh, bet.
I
Stars?
think we're continuing.
We're
Yeah,
doing this.
Stars.
Okay, cool. Then I definitely look
so.
forward to this next week.
Yeah.
And for
Alrighty,
those of us, for those of you in the chat who have been following on for so long, why? There's definitely better things to do, but thank you.
Wow.
And hopefully we'll catch you next week with more space shenanigans.
In space.
Spur.